Hey, that was the jam, y'all. Hey. All right now. But anyway, y'all, welcome to Shades Tube. Hey, don't forget to thumbs up this video. Also, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Welcome to all my new subbies. Thank you for joining Shades Tube, and thank you to all my day ones that's been with me for the longest. Now, y'all know usually I don't come on Sunday, but I wanted to come on tonight because I got home and I wanted to talk about that fight. Well, actually, I got a guest to come in to talk about that fight, okay? Because I don't want to be saying some crazy stuff. And then we're going to talk about the love topic because that's going to be good. And I'm going to go over a couple breaking news stories, just only a couple though, okay? So again, don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification to be notified when I have an upcoming video. Hey, y'all, did y'all check out that Dollar Tree haul? I went to Coach store, okay? I went to Coach. And I also went to, what's the name of the other store? Jimmy Choo. I went there too the other day and stuff. And then I went to Marshall's and of course Dollar Tree. I got to always do that store. So check that video out, y'all. Thumbs it up, watch it, and check out that video I made a mistake and put up. That's good. Hey Missy, what's up? What's up? Hey Snoopy, what's up? What's up? I'm not gonna do a whole lot of cursing. What you talking about? Okay, y'all. The only time I cuss is when I'm cussing somebody out. Other than that, you won't really hear me do a whole lot of cussing. So clearly you don't be listening to my videos. Okay. Let me just tell y'all right now. Any trolls that come in here and talking smack is going to be blocked immediately. We're not playing that junk over here. All right. All right. You saw the fight, Missy. It was a trip, was it? Do y'all actually think I'm not going to be talking about anybody because I don't need Jake Paul, tripping out on my over here or something like that. But y'all, did y'all actually think that Jake Paul was going to win that fight for real? Did y'all think that? I'm laughing because my son clearly loves Jake Paul, okay? And he always will be like, Jake Paul is going to win and shit. And I'd be like, okay, boy, that's what I'll be like, please. I'm laughing, y'all, because oh my God. But anyway, how was y'all Sunday? I mean, how's it still your Sunday evening or Sunday night? It's only 8:30 here on the West Coast, so it's still kind of early over here and everything. But my Sunday, you said you but my Sunday went pretty good. You know what I'm saying? The whole weekend went pretty good, as a matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of fun. I need to stop saying, you know what I'm saying? I picked that up from somebody that I was talking to on the phone, and that's all she said all the day at one time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then I started picking it up. You know how that goes. We be talking to people on the phone, and we pick up some of their little stuff they do and stuff. Okay, whatever. Okay, Snoopy, you got to get blocked, okay? Because you're talking stupid already. I'm trying to leave you here, but I already think I know who you are. You clearly must be bored. You know what I'm saying? Huh. But anyway, y'all, I got a guest speaker tonight. He's going to come in. He's going to run down that fight, and let y'all know what's up with it. Because like I said, if I tell you about it, I may be saying some things wrong. So hold on for a second. I'm getting ready to introduce him in right now, okay? Hold on.
So I'm going to pull it up so you can react.
Here's Daylight Toro. I think that's his name. Is it Torzo or Toro?
It's Torzo.
Oh, what?
It's Torzo.
Daylight Torzo?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Daylight Torzo in the house for
and
y'all.
We're going to react to the fight.
And we're going to react to this little fight real quick, y'all. Let me go ahead and do this little share on this menu. You know what I'm saying? Not on this menu, but on the screen, okay? Y'all are so crazy. Oh, my God. Don't worry about that. Okay, come on. Don't put that up when we get ready to do this.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to go over here and take this meme down. I need to go to, let me see. Oh, YouTube? Okay, yeah. Let's see. Share. Okay, let's go to YouTube. YouTube right here, right? I've been drinking all of that down. Can that down me?
Type in J.
Jake?
Yeah. All right, there it is. Full fight.
Okay, right here. We're not going to do the full fight.
No, just put full fight.
We're not going to do the full fight. We're just going to do something.
There's the highlights right there. Here, watch the highlights.
Okay, so we're going to watch the highlights real quick. This is the highlights right here. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let me do my copyright disclaimer because this boy right here gonna get me in trouble. Okay, wait a minute, y'all.
Recordings.
Let's stop this right quick. So we're gonna do our disclaimer. Let me go back to this YouTube, not YouTube. This wait a minute, where's the StreamYard at? Oh, here it is, right here. Y'all ain't on that. Okay, so the disclaimer is everything that's used in this video is for entertainment purposes, or either educational or research, or to provide opinions or comments, and it's protected by the Copyright Fair Use Act of 1976. Okay, and that disclaimer will be below. And if you see any warning signs, Missy, or anything, let me know, please. Okay. As y'all know, I've been in the Twilight Zone, so I can stop doing what I'm doing. All right. All right. So here we go. We're going to look at some highlights real quick. All right. I know. I'm going to pimp smack you in a minute. The guest. Pimp smack my guest in a minute, y'all.
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm
so
excited.
Terrifying video of an alligator.
Let's see if we can see it better.
Kill. He's about to attack an unsuspecting 85-year-old.
You see that alligator swimming up there?
Her dog by a lake. The horrifying drama at a retirement community.
You see him? Look at him. Look at him. Look. Damn, that thing is big.
Oh my God.
Okay. When I saw this,
the victim's frantic neighbor can be heard on this just released 911 call.
When I saw this on another video, that the alligator was trying to get the dog. I think the alligator almost had that dog. I'm not sure. And then the lady, I don't know how he managed to get the lady, but I just know he grabbed the lady. And of course, they didn't show the rest of the video, but that is a dang on shame, man. Man, that's sad. Let's see. So this is what it says. Okay, it says that this is the moments leading up to the recent alligator attack in Florida. Okay, in addition to the hearing 911 call dispatchers received from the victim, frantic neighbor who witnessed the entire incident. Okay, so that video came from Inside Edition, in from I think the news channel as well. Okay, so they said that 85-year-old Gloria Surge walks her little dog along the bank of their neighborhood pond. As the dog wanders close to the water, the surface begins to ripple. An 11-foot alligator charging toward the easy prey, which is the dog. Unaware of the approaching predator, Surge continues on her way. That's when you saw her just walking until the massive alligator comes from the water, lunging toward the small dog. Then the video cuts off just before the gator closes its deadly jaws around the dog's body. So he did close his damn. Okay, so the dog didn't get injured though. Okay, let's see. So Carol Thomas, who is the neighbor, she was just happening to be looking out of her bedroom window. She was looking toward the pond when she spotted the gruesome scene from afar. She rushed to her phone, dialing 911 in the hopes of saving her friend from the alligator's cruel clutches. And that's when she said, "There's a woman in the lake. The alligators got her." He pulled her into the lake, and the lady was just watching in horror as the alligator dragged her friend beneath the surface. And then the neighbor tell the dispatchers that she hadn't seen the woman come back up for several minutes. And then after that, she noticed her friend's body floating in the water. Okay, so the alligator must have drowned her friend, because that's what they usually do. When they grab their prey, I think they drown them. Okay. And then at one point she said, didn't the lady say she ran out there with a pole or something? And she tried to put it out in the water or something for her friend to grab onto, but it was too late. I thought I read that somewhere. Okay, and so, let's see. That alligator was 11 feet in length and weighed between 600 to 700 pounds. Dang, it was big. They also said the gator fought pretty good. Okay. And I guess the people who caught him, the alligator trapper, they got the alligator at the bottom. They snagged him on the bottom. The alligator never came up to the top of the water. He stayed down the whole time. So they must have went down there and got the alligator. They put a second hook into him and then a hard line in him so they could get him up. That's what they did. And then they transported the alligator to a separate location, and then they euthanized the animal. So when you just saw that picture of the alligator was alive. And they said that the dog survived the attack. And emergency services later removed the woman's body from the pond. So he basically must have drowned the lady, like I just said, and stuff. And then he probably was going to go back and do, whatever he was going to do, But then, like I said, the neighbors, her friends saw it and stuff and called the police and all that and stuff. That's sad. That is real sad, man. And I'm just, I don't know why she was walking so close to that pond, with the little dog. And the dog wouldn't know that, alligators in the water and stuff like that. And that alligator came. Did y'all see how fast the alligator was swimming? Goodness, he came quickly. And then she was just trying to protect her dog. That's what happened. She must have slipped or something. Or either the alligator, I think she slipped. I think the elderly lady slipped. That's what I think happened. That is sad. But anyway, my condolences are extended out to her family and friends. And may she rest in peace. And it's just a sad situation, really. And the alligator was going after the little dog. I don't think he ever was going after the lady, until afterwards or whatever the case is. And, people love their animals. You know what I'm saying? They love their animals. And they would do anything. And honestly, if that was you out there, what would you have done? You know what I'm saying? For real. What? But that's sad. Okay? I'm only going to give you guys one more news story, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to my topic because I can't be on here all night tonight. And then tomorrow I'll give you the rest of these news things. I just basically wanted you guys to see that video because it was shocking. You know what I'm saying? To see it. The other news story I want to tell you guys about is about the nurse who allegedly, they said she was slamming a newborn. Okay. So we're going to see that real quick. I think this is the actual video. I'm not sure.
Anything just worries me.
Let's see.
I feel like he's breathing a little weird.
As the mom of a newborn babe said, immediate action.
Okay, wait a minute, y'all.
Worries like most.
Let me see how long this is. Okay, wait a minute. We're going to go back to the original because I'm not about to listen to this right here. I'm just not. Okay, wait a minute. Let me show y'all this video. So let me tell you what. Well, no, I'll show you the video first, and then I'll tell you what happened, okay? You'll be able to tell when you look at the video. Wait.
Mothers about her little one, but it was baby Nico's time in the NICU at Good Samaritan Hospital in West Islip that has shaken Consuelo.
It was heartbreaking too. Like I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't even sleep.
Nico's dad was recording him crying through the window of the nursery when he captured this. A nurse roughly picking up Nico, slamming him face first back into the bassinet.
She did.
I don't know, it just broke me. I didn't know what to do.
He showed Consuelo the video, and she confronted the nurse.
I told her, I'm like, I don't want you to touch my child. Like, you just slammed him. And then she was like, oh, no. If you think I mishandled him or anything, I'm sorry.
Consuelo showed the video to other nurses and administrators, though it pained her to watch the video again and again.
Damn, she did slam that baby.
The hospital spokesperson said immediate action was taken, including an investigation and terminating the individual involved. Keeping our patients safe remains our paramount concern.
She shouldn't be taking care of nobody.
At all.
Absolutely nobody.
The first-time parents say baby Nico is doing well at home. Fidel is thankful he decided to check on his son when he did.
And I'm happy I was there. God sent me. That's what I told her. God, if it wasn't for God to send me to go over there and check on him, we would have never seen none of that happen. And I would have kept
Okay, we're going to stop this. The thing about her, why would she be slamming a newborn baby, a baby, period? Okay, why? And I mean, what is wrong with these people? Yeah, Missy, she was protecting her dog. Let me go to the actual story of that because that was the video. This is weird, man. Why would the nurse actually be slamming a little baby? Like, let me go to the actual story because that's ridiculous. Because I had the actual, let's see, story the other day. That is crazy, man. If I would have been the parent and saw her doing that, I'm telling you straight up, I would be in jail. Okay, recording nothing. I would have recorded, and then after that, then I would have beat her butt right there in the hospital because you're taking a little bitty newborn and you're slamming the baby down in a bassinet, and we just saw her do that. I would have beat her butt in that hospital. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, because I know I would have been mad. You know, that dude handled that very well, and the mom. I know she just had a baby, but I would have forgotten that I just had a baby, and I would have whooped her butt in that hospital. I really would have, because you slamming an innocent baby down. For what reason did she do that for? That's crazy. And I'm trying to find the actual story because I was reading it the other day. Damn, I got videos on everything, y'all. Wait till tomorrow when y'all see this other video I got. I was reading this the other day about her doing this, okay? I'm trying to find the actual story about it. Let's see if this is it right here, where she slammed the dead going baby down. Okay, let's see. Let me find that article, the actual article, because I want to see. Let's see. Nurse. Let's see. So I can't believe how hard she slammed that baby. That's crazy. So here it is right here, okay, on Fox News, okay. A nurse in New York who was caught on video allegedly slamming a newborn face first onto a bassinet was fired and is under investigation. The incident, which happened at Good Samaritan University Hospital in West Islip on Long Island, is being investigated by the Suffolk County Police Department Special Victims Section. The baby Nico was 2 days old when he received antibiotics at the hospital neonatal intensive care unit. She doing this to a baby, and the baby was in intensive care? Goodness. Nico's father, Fidel Sinclair, began filming his child through curtains that were not completely drawn and captured the incident on camera. Sinclair's video recorded the nurse allegedly forcefully flipping the baby from on his back to on his stomach on the bassinet, which we just clearly saw. Let's see. He said, of course, just what he said on the video. I'm happy I was there. God sent me, Sinclair told WNBC. If it wasn't for God, we would have never seen none of that happen. And that would have kept happening through the night, not only to him, but to other babies too. And think about it too. What if she would have gave the baby shaken baby syndrome or did something else, and when they took the baby home, then the baby, died or something like that because of what the nurse was doing. And not only should she be fired, she should have charges brought up against her, okay, for real, and be in jail, because that's ridiculous. Why are you slamming a little newborn baby like that? I'm telling you, she had the right person to catch her, because there could have been a lot of other people that I know of, and I'm telling you, they would be in jail today, because who could sit there and watch a video and see this nurse doing that to the little bitty tiny baby? And if y'all had babies before, you know how small they be. Come on now, they're very delicate. And then the baby was in the neo-intensive care unit. What the hell is wrong with this nurse? Why would you slam a baby? That's crazy. Who does this? And I wish I could find the actual video from his phone, because they cut some of it on the thing. They always do that, because that is ridiculous. I mean, but what we saw the baby being slammed. We just saw that in the video I just showed. That's ridiculous. I mean, how do they give these people that they hire? Do they give them a psychological test, or other than on paper, maybe talk to them about certain things? I don't know, something. They need to do something, because we do not need nurses, baby nurses, anybody that's a pediatrician nurse or whatever the case is. We don't need these people doing these things to babies and little bitty kids. This is ridiculous. when I saw that video, okay, it pissed me off. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Okay, I'm gonna be perfectly honest about that. And I know I would have punched her. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, right in that throat, doing all that, slamming the baby down like that. My baby, please. And I'm shocked. This man, I'm glad he kept his everything and just recorded everything and did it the right way. Because I'm telling you, some other people, some other men would have saw that. It would have been on point blank. That is sad. That baby was only two. It's only two at that time. Was 2 days old, and she's slamming the baby down. Let me see what all they did. Wait. The mom said she couldn't stop crying. She couldn't even sleep. Not with a okay. But anyway, let's see. So they fired a woman. Let's see what else they're gonna do. So they also reported the nurse to the Department of Health for further review. And what else? And they said that those curtains being drawn is standard practice to ensure privacy. Yeah, they keep those closed. They've been doing that for the longest. But the thing about it, you usually don't have nurses inside there slamming little newborns in the bassinet. And why did she do it? Why did she do that? Either she got some mental issues going on, or maybe she may not like the lady, you know what I'm saying? Or she could be racist or any daggone thing. You just don't ever know. That is sad, though. That was real sad. And I hope that they do more than just that firing. I hope they actually bring charges upon her, because that's ridiculous, okay? Forget that fire. They need to do more than just firing her. You know what I'm saying? That's on everything they do. They need to do more, because that's ridiculous. But anyway, my prayers go out to the mom and the dad, and I'm glad nothing happened to the baby and stuff. And hopefully, justice will be served to that nurse, the so-called nurse. Should have never done that. And for her to sit there and lie and pretend like she didn't do anything, that's ridiculous. She's a coward too. So they had a bomb scare, huh? All right. Let's see. So here we go. Riverside County Sheriff deputies arrested a man who was sought for explosive violations in Fresno. And then they evacuated a Temecula neighborhood on Friday out of concern that the suspect's car was loaded with bombs. So roads in the area of Temecula Parkway and Kevin Place were closed, and homes and businesses were empty from about 1:30 to 3:45 p.m. on Friday, when the car was determined to be safe. Deputies pulled over the car at about 1:30 p.m. Inside were a 44-year-old man from Fresno and a 56-year-old man from Clovis, who had felony warrants out for their arrest, Vickers said. Damn, I'm glad they caught their ass. So this is what they let me see. I want to show this video. The sheriff's hazardous device team inspected the car and found nothing dangerous inside. No one at the Fresno Police Department could be reached for a comment on the investigation. Okay, I didn't even know this happened. Because Friday I was out at I know why I didn't know, because Friday I was out in Habazo, or however you pronounce that. I was way out there. So that's why I didn't know this happened. So yeah, they had a bomb scare out in Temecula. Okay. And so everything turned out okay. And they it was two feloners. That's not even a word. Okay. But anyway, it was two felons, okay, that they were apprehending or whatever. And they thought that they may have had explosives in the car. And it turned up that they didn't. And that was between 1:30 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. on Friday. All right. So I'm glad that turned out pretty good. Okay, y'all. That's it with those news stories. Okay. That recent breaking news. I'll give you the rest of it tomorrow. Let's go ahead and get to this topic. True love. Okay. Time and time again, because I don't have too long to talk about this. So I need to go ahead and talk about it right now. Okay. So where is it at? Let's see the name of this thing. Okay. Here we go. Wait a minute. I gotta figure out what it was. Y'all, what do you think the meaning of true love is? What do you think true love is? What do you think true love is? Let's see. what some people think. Well, I know firsthand, some people think true love is good sex, okay? Some people think true love is a person giving them money and taking care of all the bills, and that's it, okay? Let's see. What is the real meaning of true love? Okay. So people, everybody has their own definition of true love. Okay. Just like I have my definition of true love. I'm just going to call it real love. Okay. Let me tell you what the Google search says about true love. True love is the feeling that you completely and utterly love someone and everything about them. True love is as unique as each person in the relationship, okay? Just what I said. Everybody have their own meaning of what true love is. But overall, I think true love is when you find that one particular person and you just really love most things about them. I'm not going to say everything because you can't love everything about anybody, but you love most things about them, okay? And when someone is truly in love with you, you can actually tell, okay? True love is not just about having good sex or somebody paying all your bills. When you're in real love or true love, you can tell because you two will stick together through most things, okay? Through most things. You'll stick together just like glue, okay? You will work together like a team, okay? You will respect one another, be dedicated, stay faithful. You'll be happy to be around each other. It'll be like a different type of love, something you probably never experienced before, all right? Wait.
To understand that.
Hear this thing coming up. I hate this thing. Okay, let's see. When you're in true love too, you also want the best for each other, okay? You want the best. You don't want to see each other hurt. And that's why I always say when somebody is in real love, they're not going to cheat. Because you know when you cheat, and if you're found out, okay, the other person will be hurt. So when you're really in love with someone, you don't want to hurt them, okay, by doing stupid stuff, all right? You know, that's why I don't take those words lightly. That's why I never tell people that I love them when I know that I don't. Because a lot of people don't really understand what real love is, okay? They just throw the words around like it's nothing. They throw it around like it's nothing. This is how people can cheat, you know? This is how people can do hurtful things to one another, okay? Because they don't know what real love is. Because if they did, they wouldn't hurt each other intentionally. They wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And they would not cheat. They would not do a lot of things that people do to one another, and they claim they be so in love. This is why I always tell you guys that a person cannot have true love for another if they are physically assaulting each other or even verbally doing it. Now, granted, when people do get mad, even when they be in love, they may call each other names at times, okay? But you're going to go back and you're going to say sorry and mean it. You're not going to be accusing the other person. You're just going to apologize and mean it and try not to let it happen again. That's what true love is. You're not going to bring this stuff back up continuously trying to hurt the other person. You're going to forgive and forget and try to work on not doing that again. Okay, that's what true love is. Okay, and like I said, a lot of people don't really know what true love is because there's a lot of things involved in having real true love. You know what I'm saying? Even with the sex part, when you find a partner that you really do love and it's real, I'm going to tell you straight up, even if the sex turn out to not be good or if it get worse while you guys are together, you're not going to want to just immediately break up or nothing like that. You're not even going to want to break up. What you're going to want to do is let the person know and try to figure out how to make it better, where both of you guys can be satisfied. That's what people in love do. They're not going to run away and go find somebody else to have sex with or get mad or do some other stupid stuff. They're going to come to that person and talk about it and try to figure out what they can do to make their sexual experiences together better, point blank. Just like if you are really in love and you are with your partner, and so your partner loses his job or she loses her job, it's going to be normal and natural to probably be a little upset or disappointed or whatever the case is, depending on what the person got fired for, or if the person did get fired, or if the person just left the job or whatever, whatever circumstances surrounds the reason why that person not working anymore. But when you're in true love, y'all, you two going to get together and you're going to talk about this and see what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You're going to talk together and see what steps you guys need to take in order to fix that problem. That's what people in love does. When they have real love, they talk through problems, okay? And they try to figure out the best route to take to correct the problem, or to just make it better, or whatever they need to do, okay? That's what true love is, all right? And a lot of times when people say they're in love, I don't believe that they really be in true love. I just don't. This is why people they can divorce so quick. You know what I'm saying? They get married 1 year, 2 years later, they go get a divorce. Okay. A lot of times people ask me why is it taking me so long to do my divorce completely? And I tell people all the time, when you get married, you know what I'm saying? Well, at least I don't just rush and just go file papers. You have to make sure, you know what I'm saying? You have to make sure that this is what you want to do. Okay. And you have to make sure it's not going to work, because you shouldn't be so quick to jump up and go file papers, especially if you claim that you were so in love with your significant other. You're supposed to if you can, you're supposed to talk to each other, talk everything out to see if the marriage can be saved. Okay. And then if it can't be saved, then you take the next steps, but you still have to make sure. Okay. Point blank. You still have to make sure. That's why I always say, when people get married and stuff and they talk about they're so in love, that's why sometimes I'll be like, these people are not really in love. They're in lust, because as soon as something happens, y'all, they want to run out and cheat, or either go get a divorce or do some other crazy stuff. To me, it's not true love. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. It's just not, I don't know. I just don't believe it is. I think when people are in real love, I think it shows in everything that they do. They are usually happier. They love being together. They love doing things together. They don't feel forced. Everything just happened naturally, and they really want to be with each other, and they respect each other. They be dedicated. They stay faithful. They do everything that it takes to keep their relationship together and to keep it happy. Okay. Granted, nothing is going to be like 100% happy, but you know what I'm talking about. It's going to be a satisfying relationship when you really find the real true love. Or like some people say, your twin flame and all these other words they give it. Okay. So it's like I said, when you have true love, you're going to know, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it inside, and it's going to show. Okay. It's going to show. So here are 15 ways of maintaining true love. Being affectionate. You have to show your partner affection. Okay, y'all got to excuse the way I'm talking. Like, y'all not be pronouncing these words crazy. You got to show them affection. Okay, you got to show them love. Make them feel like they're safe. Let them know that you are attractive to them. Okay, you got to know how to express your feelings to each other. You have to trust each other. Okay, you have to stay in touch with each other, regular physical contact, and give each other compliments. Okay, being secure within, being secure with your partner as well. Let's see what else they got here. and just basically give one another love. Okay, that's what you have to do. Next, you have to accept each other's flaws, because no one is perfect. Okay, when you have real, true love, you will accept your partner's flaws, and he or she will accept yours. All right. Now, I'm not talking about some crazy flaws and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about some weird stuff. Just regular flaws. Like, for example, I don't know. Let's see. If your partner leave the toilet seat up, you're not going to start tripping out about that. Okay. You can accept that flaw. Okay. If your partner, what else can I say? I don't know what else. Let's see another flaw. Let's see. I'm talking about like minor flaws. I'm not talking about like real major stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about those type of flaws. I'm talking about minor flaws that some people make them major because they will start arguments over these little minor things. Okay. Another thing too, when I say accepting flaws, I'm also saying too, when you find true love, you may like encourage a person to change a little bit, but when you find true love and that person is what you're looking for and vice versa, you're not going to try to change that person completely into something that you can't be yourself, and just complain about everything they do. A lot of narcissistic people do this too. They try to change the woman or man into exactly what they want them to be. These people are not in love with you. Okay, period. They're selfish. Okay, and they want everything that they want. Point blank. When you find your true love and you are really in love, you're not going to be trying to change somebody completely like that. Like I said, you may help them change some things about themselves. It's like you may change some stuff about you, or that person may help you change some things about you. But you're not going to be trying to change them completely. And you are going to be able to accept their flaws, and they are going to be able to accept your flaws. Point blank. And let's see what else. And you're going to try, what? And another thing too, when you're in real true love, you're going to feel safe and secure with the person. And they're going to feel safe and secure with you as well. Okay. The next thing, y'all, is respecting. When you really truly love a person, for real, both of you guys are going to show each other respect. Point blank. Okay. For me, in a relationship, that respect is almost up there with number one for me, because I do not like a disrespectful man. Okay. I really don't. Most of the time I try to stay respectful myself unless I get disrespected. Okay. And so I really do. When I try to, hopefully when I'm blessed with a guy, he will be respectful, and I'll give him respect the same way. When you have true love, you're going to want to respect each other. Okay. You're not going to be belittling each other, putting each other down, saying disrespectful things to each other on purpose. Okay. You're not going to just do things that make them feel insecure about themselves or disrespected. You're just not, especially not intentionally. Okay. Let me see what they're saying here. So in this article that I'm reading, they're also talking about saying that respect can show through everything you do for each other, such as accepting your family and friends and you accepting theirs, and respecting their choices that you may disagree with, but still encouraging them. When you truly love someone and they are healthy for you, respect is a natural thing that stems from genuinely wanting what is best for the other person over yourself. And this is what I always tell people. When they talking about somebody love them, I'm like, if the dude can't respect you, or the woman is not respecting you, you can't even tell me that person really love you like that. Because the thing about it is, when people are in love with you for real, it's true love, it's real love, they're going to want to respect you. They're not going to want to hurt you. They're not going to want you to be insecure and feel insecure. Okay, point blank. They're just not going to want to. And they are going to accept your friends, your family, and things like that. Now, if you got weird friends and they doing weird stuff, I'm not talking about those type of friends. Some friends that are bad for you. I'm talking about good friends and you got decent friends. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, because no one is going to tell you to keep on hanging out with somebody that's doing wrong things. Okay, point blank. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Also, they're going to respect your choices. Okay, even if they disagree with certain things that you may do. Now, granted, when I say they're going to respect your choice, I'm not saying when you be making some bad choices. They can still respect it, but they're going to try to help you make a better choice. Okay, if you're making choices that may be dangerous or choices that are crazy or something like that, they're going to respect your choices, but at the same time, they're going to talk to you about them and let you know that the choice that you made, it might not have been the best choice. Maybe you need to look at something else, or maybe you need to do something else. They're not going to belittle you or make you feel bad about it. They're going to try to help you. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, not talking down on you, calling you dumb and stupid and stuff, but they're going to be telling you why they think you shouldn't do a certain thing, and and keep it positive, but at the same time that it's not a good choice, and give you another, something else that you can do, or talk to you. You two gonna talk together to try to figure out what's the best route or the best choice you should make or take. Point blank. Let's see. So let's say you keep your promises. Just everyday promises. Okay, not just big promises. Everyday promises. Okay. It says keeping promises is the backbone of a healthy relationship. The very essence of maintaining your faithfulness and fulfilling the promises you made to your true love is at heart of any healthy relationship. If your partner is your best friend, you would never want to hurt them anyway. So why break a promise? See, this is one thing that I have a problem with. People who don't do what they say they're going to do, point blank. And they'll say you love somebody. No. When you love somebody for real and you make promises to them, you try to keep those promises intact. And if you can't do them, you come to that person, let them know it's just I'm sorry, but I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? You don't make them think you can do something, you never do it. That's not real love. To me, a person does not respect you and they just lie, point blank. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with what they wrote here, that you have to keep the promises, not just big promises. We're talking about small promises. Whatever promises you make to each other, you should keep them. And if you can't keep them, you need to come and talk to the person about it and let them know that you cannot keep the promise you made and why you can't keep it. Point blank. I hate a person who tell you they can do something and then don't say a thing about it and just keep you suspended in air about it. I think it's okay. That's not okay. And when you really love somebody, you don't do things like that because you think about the other person's feelings. You think about the other person's feelings and you don't want to hurt that person. So therefore, you come to them like a grown man or woman and you let that person know that you cannot fulfill whatever promise you made to him or her and go from there. Point blank. When more people do this, relationships will be so much better. Point blank. Wait. Another one. You talk as we instead of I. Okay. When you're a couple, a for real couple, and you're in love, you find your true love, you want to use we, not I'm going to do this. I'm going to put, let me see what example I can use. When in a couple months, I'm going to buy a house. The study's saying that you should be saying, if you're a couple, in a couple of months, we should go buy a house or whatever the case is. Okay. So this article says, although it is still vital that you remember you are two separate human beings with two distinct wants and needs. When you are in a relationship with your true love, you need to remember whatever you do also affects the other person. Consequently, You don't belong to each other, but you should maintain a sense of togetherness out of respect for your partner. And I agree. Meaning, whatever comes your way, you are in it together. Whether it's a medical diagnosis, aging parent, or a business that didn't succeed, it is we that is going through it together. You want your partner to know that you don't have to do something alone. And I agree with that. Regardless of what it is, instead of saying you need to include your partner. That's what that little article is saying. You know, whatever you're experiencing and your partner's experiencing, y'all should be saying, we are going through this together. Okay. That's the key. One of the keys to having a successful, happy relationship is when you can honestly share things with your partner for real and share it together as we versus just saying I all the time, point blank. Okay. So if your partner is sick, you'll be like, you're going to feel that too. You're going to be like, we are sick, basically. I mean, for real, you're not probably sick. He or she is sick, but you can, show all the sympathy that you're supposed to show if your partner is not feeling good. Okay. Versus being all cold and all this other stuff. The same thing if your partner is going through problems of any type, you should be there to help that partner. You know what I'm saying? Act like you are going through it too. Okay. Show some type of empathy for the person and stuff. Be caring, show some concern. That's exactly what I meant. Concern for that person. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, instead of saying I all the time, it's we. Now I'm talking about couples who are actually in love. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. Who are actually in love, true love. I'm not talking about these people you hook up with, and all this other bull stuff and y'all dating and it's not serious. I'm talking about for real stuff. All right. And that's why I say, hey, Lord, that's why I say use the word we versus I. Y'all food is falling out of my mouth because I'm eating. That's gross, right? But yeah, I'm talking about we versus just saying I when you are in a real committed, loving relationship. Okay. The next one is you are fully present. Now, what are they talking about right here? Everything under the sun is available now to distract us and hold our attention, especially our phones and other technology. However, an excellent way of knowing what true love is to enjoy the company of your significant other fully. Paying attention to your significant other could be looking into their eyes while out to dinner instead of glancing at your phone, or listening to a story of their life at the end of a long day. Having a positive, healthy relationship is not effortless. Through large and small acts, it says that I am showing my love in action, including paying attention to you entirely. I agree with that. Because a lot of times, I think, like when I meet people, right, a dude, I think that's why a lot of times I be showing them things about myself, like, because I sing and all that stuff. And I think I do that a lot of times just to see if a person is really interested in me when I can share, my songs on Smooth, or I can share my poetry and things like that. If they take an interest in it or act like they really are interested in it and stuff, that tells a lot. So when you do share stuff with a significant other and the person responds and actually be interested, then that really tell you a lot about that person. If they're not showing that they are interested and don't respond or don't want to see it or don't want to hear about it, to me, I think for me, it would be just a waste of time to continue on talking to that person. Because if they're not interested in anything that I do and it's all about them, what is the point of me being with that person? Point blank. When you find the love of your life or claim you're in love, it should be shown through everything that you do. So what I'm saying is that you have to show interest in the other person like they show it in you. You have to be interested in their life outside of the relationship. the things that they like to do too. It's not just all about you. Both of you guys have to show interest in each other's outside extracurricular activities. You know what I'm saying? Not just the things you guys do together. Okay. That says a lot when you can be actually sitting there listening to each other, talk about their day, or look at each other's hobbies or whatever. It just shows more concern. You know what I'm saying? It really shows more love, point blank. Okay. So here's another one. Honesty is the best policy. Without honesty, you don't have anything in a relationship. Telling the truth is one of the most basic ways to respect your partner. Unfortunately, there are so many opportunities to deceive our loved ones in our grown life. However, resist the temptation even to tell white lies to your partner. First, the truth will eventually come out. Second, to maintain trust and vulnerability, you don't want to let little lies start to creep in and then become more significant lies. You both deserve honesty and respect as the foundation of love. And I agree. I mean, but now when you first meet a person, let's keep it real. We don't want to tell everything because we don't know. But what we're talking about right here, we're not talking about when we first meet a person. We're talking about when you're already in a relationship and you're already in love and all this other stuff. So when you're already like this and stuff, right, you should be telling each other the truth. Or for me, I just don't talk about everything because I don't think, let's keep it real. I don't think no one knows everything about a person, even when you are in a relationship with someone. I just don't. I don't. But at the same time, I don't think you should be lying about things. For me, I just say I don't even talk about it, period. You know what I'm saying? Or just don't even answer. Just I don't even want to talk about that or whatever the case is. I can't even really think about any questions. I'm thinking about my ex right now. Anything that he asked me about that I couldn't say. I don't think there's anything, and if it is, I wouldn't be telling you guys on camera, but shit. But the thing about it is like this. For me, I always say I don't think no one knows everything about another person, okay? And in this day and age, I don't even know if I could tell a partner, every little thing about me. I just don't. Because the reason why I say that is because people do things like if they get mad at you or you break up later on or whatever the case is, and they start bringing stuff up. So for me, I try, if somebody asks me a question that I'm with already and we're dating, I'll try to answer everything to the best of my ability. But if it's something that I don't think you don't need to know, it don't really add anything to our relationship, I'm just gonna not even talk about it, point blank. I mean, you may not handle stuff like that. I'm just saying the way I handle stuff, because I honestly don't believe no one should know everything about you, because in this day and time, it's hard for me just to trust somebody 100% like that. You know what I'm saying? Because people do so much. They get mad at you and they start talking and telling stuff. You know what I'm saying? You could be in love with them this day, next week or 2 weeks or 3 years from now, they just be running their mouths and stuff. So I don't know. That right there, like I said, I don't know about that one. I do think you should be truthful, but at the same time, yeah, honesty is the best policy. I agree with that. But at the same time, I don't feel like certain things don't need to be certain things I don't think just need to be, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know for sure. Because if you get into a relationship with someone and you really get to know that person intimately and everything, every other way, I don't know. Be honest and just go with the flow, whatever you feel. That's what I'm going to say. Because I handle that a totally different way. I just cannot, for me, I cannot, like any guy that I talk to in the future, I cannot go through my whole life and tell him everything. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. I only can tell him about things that really affects us at this particular time. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things, like, yeah, I'm separated, things like that. Yeah, I need to tell that, my age, my birthday, but I'm not going to go through my entire history. That's what I'm trying to say about my family and all this other stuff, or about my relationship with my ex. I'm just not going to go into all that in detail. That's what I'm trying to say, because people do crazy stuff and then, bring stuff up later on and just weird stuff. So for me, honesty is the best policy, but at the same time, certain things, if a person asks me, I may not even answer it. I'm going to be perfectly honest. It just depends on what it is. I'm not going to lie, but I'm just not going to answer it because I don't think certain things a person needs to know. You know what I'm saying? If it's not going to take away from our relationship or do anything to our relationship, point blank. That's why I don't ask certain questions, period. Now, yeah, I want to know about your sex stuff. You got diseases. I want to know about things like that. How your credit is. I mean, you don't have to tell me about your credit report and all that, but how is it? You pay your bills, you don't pay your bills, why you didn't pay them. I need to know stuff like that. If we are in a real committed relationship, I need to know these things. You know what I'm saying? It's like they need to know these things about me. Because, if a person don't know how to pay their bills, it's going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So certain things you do need to know. But like far as asking me about all my ex-boyfriends from all the way from when I was 18, this is crazy. I mean, I'm not 25. Okay. You may want to know about somebody that was my ex a couple of years ago or something like that, but something from like 20, 30 years ago. Come on now. That's crazy to me. Okay. The next one is respect each other's boundaries. Okay, so let's see what it says here. It says it will come naturally for you and your partner to respect each other's emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual boundaries. You both want to feel loved and supported and safe. And the only way to do that is to respect the boundaries you have both established, which you are comfortable with and maintaining. They said there won't even be a question of your compromising your boundaries because in a loving relationship, you want the other person to know above else they are safe and secure with you. And that's true. I agree with that. And the next one is you are proactive in maintaining your true love. You have control over your choices when it comes to relationship and friendships, romantic or not. When you find your true love, it is vital to be proactive in maintaining that true love. Unfortunately, so many things in our modern world are trying to distract us and keep us from our most important priorities, including our relationships with our significant other. Consequently, being proactive in your true love relationship means you have chosen someone who loves, respects, and honors you. They are trustworthy, loyal, and open in your relationship. Your true love isn't going to break your trust or violate your personal or physical boundaries. On the contrary, once you have determined you have found your true love, then you will do everything you can to hold on to them for life. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. The next one is having a constant sense of understanding each other's point of view. So this is very important. This is very important. It says here, it is easy to feel misunderstood in a loving, close relationship, just as easily as it is for others to misunderstand us. We are constantly in a hurry, rushing from one thing to the next, trying to keep up with our emails, our workout routine, and our relationship demands make it easier to feel frustrated or impatient with our partners. However, in having and maintaining a genuine love relationship, you tend to have a constant sense of the other person's perspective. Of course, we sometimes will get frustrated or tired, but generally, we keep our partner's unique perspective in our mind. The more we try to understand their point of view, the more our significant other feels heard and understood. Therefore, constantly keeping our partner's point of view first and foremost in our minds is one of the cornerstones of a healthy, genuine, loving relationship. I agree with that. Definitely got to understand each other's point of view, okay, in a relationship. If you're one of those type of people who don't, who want someone to understand your point of view all the time, but you don't understand your partners or don't want to even try to consider it, it's just not going to be, that's just not good. Okay. In a loving relationship, in a true love relationship, you definitely have to understand each person's point of view in a relationship, or at least try to understand it. All right. Point blank. Next, you give priority to one another. Yeah, that's nothing too. I mean, let me just read the article. Giving priority to one another doesn't mean sacrificing your personal happiness, time, or friendship. When you live life together, you keep the other person's safety, security, and satisfaction at the forefront of your decisions. You would never want to do something that would intentionally hurt their feelings or make them wonder if you love them. By making them a priority in your decisions, you say that you choose them every day, and you are showing it by your choices. And I agree with that. When you really are in love with someone, both of you guys do that. You make each other a priority. You think about their safety and everything, and everything that you do, you really do. Next one, you support each other fully. Okay, let's see. Let's see. If you are offered a fantastic job on the other side of the country or even in another country, you know your true love is going to support whatever decisions you choose. Now, granted, I think you and your true love should be making this decision together, okay? Because I don't think you should just be saying on your own because you got a job in another state that you're going to take it. I think you need to be discussing this with your significant other. You know what I'm saying? To see what they think about that. Okay. But with that being said, you should still be supporting each other, whatever things you do, if it's safe and all that, you should show support to each other, talk things out, give each other advice, and just listen and be encouraging to one another as well. And the last thing, I don't think it's really the last thing, but the last thing, according to this article, is communication is the key. You definitely have to have regular communication and effective communication, because just talking to each other and it's not being effective is not really good. You have to actually have effective communication with your significant other. Okay. They say when you have found your true love, it is likely you have finally found the best friend you have always wanted in life. You connect on a deeper emotional level. You are genuinely friends and want to talk to them and hear what they have to say. True love is always healthy communication. There are never any games or deceit or blaming the other for something. Listen to that again. When you're in true love, it's always a healthy communication. There are never any games being played or lies, deceit, being deceitful to each other or blaming the other for something. If you are in a long distance relationship, it's just as important to maintain consistent, healthy communication. Thanks to modern technology, we can communicate with our true love in infinite number of ways. Did I say that right? We can text, FaceTime, snail mail, Skype, Zoom, just so many different ways you can do now. So there is no excuse you can use. If you're in a long-term or long-distance relationship, you can always contact each other. You can always communicate. You can do FaceTime. You can do video call. You can do so much. It's just a lot of ways you can communicate, even with a long-distance relationship. Okay, point blank. We now know that it's possible to find true love, y'all. True love is different from love because true love fully accepts each other just the way you are. The importance behind the meaning of true love is that it is unbreakable bond. It is an unbreakable bond that connects you with a deep passion and calmness. But don't forget, love is a verb, so you have to work to maintain it and to let it grow. With our best 15 tips for maintaining affection, you will have nothing to worry about when you find your true love. So again, in order to maintain your true love or to find them, or if you already have a true love, you need to make sure that you are affectionate, you accept each other's flaws in all, you respect each other, you keep your promises, make sure that whatever actions you say to that person, you do those actions, or you talk to the other person and let them know that you cannot do it and why. You talk as we instead of saying I, and that's through everything. You are fully present, not all wrapped up on your telephone or social media or into other people. You are comfortable being completely yourself. In other words, you don't have to put up a false face. I don't even know if I read that one. Okay. You don't put up a false face and act like, just be fake. You don't have to be fake. You can be yourself when you're in front of your true love. And you have to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with your true love. You have to be respectful to each other, respect each other's boundaries. You are proactive in maintaining your true love. You got to work at that relationship and keep it functioning positively and happily. Let's see. What else? You have to have a constant sense of understanding each other's point of view. You give priority to one another. You support each other fully and have effective communication with one another. Those are some of the key things that you should have in a healthy, satisfying relationship that you consider it to be true. Or if you're looking for true love, these are the things that you need to be doing in order to find and maintain true love. Point blank. Okay? That's what you need to do. And like I said, a lot of people use that word love lightly. When they meet you, they want to tell you they love you after the second or third day. Love does not happen that quick for anybody. And when people do this, you can clearly tell if a person is really in love with you, because when a person is truly in love with you, certain things they just don't do, y'all. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. If I sit here and tell y'all about my ex, y'all probably wonder why I want a divorce. But a lot of things, like when him and I met, a lot of things, when we first met, he was a hot ass mess. I'm not gonna lie. I liked him, but I didn't like him because I thought he was kind of arrogant. And he used to just say anything out of his mouth, and I didn't like it. So when I first met him, I talked to him for, I forgot how long, then I stopped talking to him. I broke up with him because I didn't like the way he just say stuff, and how prideful he was or arrogant or whatever. I just didn't like it. And then we end up, I think we stayed apart for a couple months, and then we ended up getting back together. But when we got back together in 1999, we stayed together. Okay, we stayed together and stuff. And I actually knew that my ex was in love with me, because I can tell through his actions, even though he didn't say it all the time and everything. But I knew because of his actions. His actions spoke more than anything. When a man is in love with a woman, you can really tell, because they will do all they can. Okay, and they will respect her. Okay, and they're going to be dedicated. And they do speak as we, not just I. And they do, and they respect your decisions and let you be you. Because with my ex, I was always me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to pretend to be nobody else. I didn't have to speak to him in a way that I was not normally talking either. Okay. I could be Sharon. That's what I'm trying to say. I didn't have to put up a fakeness or anything. Just like he didn't either. He didn't have to do that either. He could be himself. You know what I'm saying? So we knew about our feelings for each other. And that's how real love's supposed to be. It's a shame that, what broke us up. You know what I'm saying? But, sometimes that's how life is. But we will always be friends. Because you know what? We were friends first. And that's the key. Even that article said you have to be friends with your true love. Okay? Him and I was friends. That's why I could tell him almost anything. I say almost because nobody would ever know everything about me. But yeah, almost anything. You know what I'm saying? And even to this day, I can call him and tell him almost anything. Till this day, because we're still friends. That's why I think it's very important to be friends before you be lovers. I really do believe that. Because when y'all, I'm not joking, when you find a person and you can be friends with them, and then y'all fall in love, it's just always better. It just really is, because you can, when y'all be friends, you can almost tell him anything. Y'all hang out together. I remember me and my ex, we used to hang out together, right? And we used to go to the mall, y'all. We would go to the mall, y'all, and we would be sitting down, right? And this dude would sit up here and pick out dudes for me. And I would pick out women for him. Y'all think I'm joking. I knew he liked the women. I knew he liked the women with big butts and stuff, right? So I would be sitting up there. I would be picking out chicks that look good with big behinds. Y'all think I'm joking. This is so funny. And then he would be picking, he knew I liked it, a certain type of dude too, right? And he would be picking out dudes that he thought I liked, and we would be just making up jokes and shit. Nobody got jealous. Nobody started tripping, talking about we disrespecting each other. We just have fun together, okay? Like, even when guys try to talk to me, I can go home and tell him about it. He would not get jealous, because one thing I liked about, like, I still like about him, he's very secure. He would be like, shit, he would be like, he's not worried about me talking to no dude, because if I do that, then I'm the one that's going to be losing out in the long run, not, point blank. So he didn't never have to worry about that. I could tell him anything. I used to tell him all the time when dudes would try to talk to me and stuff, and then he would be telling me, like, even when dudes would try to pretend like they're not trying to talk to me and they try to act like they're trying to be my friends, he would be the one telling me that the dude liked me, because I never did think people liked me, okay? I don't know why I always thought like that, because, like, even with the guy at the park at the time, I didn't even think the guy liked me. I thought the guy was honestly trying to walk with me because he was working out. It was my daggone husband who told me the guy liked me. Why would you be walking in the park with a dude? And then he was telling me about the perception, what it looks like. Because to this day, I still have a hard time with that one. Okay. Because, I'm thinking that, because I know I don't like to do, everybody else will think the same thing, but he would always be telling me, stuff in regards to that. Because I'd be like, this guy just trying to be friends. And he'd be like, no, they ain't trying to be friends. I used to thought he was tripping when he said that he don't trust no dudes and stuff. And then I started seeing that, when guys would be talking to me, pretending like they want to be friends, and next thing you know, they trying to talk to me for real. But yeah, but I can almost, like, tell him almost everything, and then or anything, and still can till this day. And that's a good thing when you find somebody that you can actually be friends with. You can hang out with them like a friend in everything. So just say if something don't work out in the long run, y'all will still be friends, if nothing else. Just like my soon-to-be ex, we're still friends. I can call him up anytime on the phone, and we will talk. If y'all saw us, y'all would think we are still together, okay? Because we're straight up friends, And one thing that I do like about him, he definitely respects the boundaries, just like I do. We can hang out together like a family, okay? And he don't be asking me weird stuff or anything, period. And just say if he did, and I say no, he don't get mad or stuff or nothing, because he know. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I like about him. Too bad, like I said, too bad that it didn't work out, because everybody did think we was an excellent couple together. And I do think we were a good couple together, just some flaws that I cannot overlook there. You know what I'm saying? But if it wasn't for those, I wouldn't even be getting a divorce. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I just wouldn't be, because we are friends and stuff. And again, before we got married, y'all, we used to hang out. We used to go to the mall. Even when we got married, we still went to the mall and did all this stuff. We used to go, before he started being on the road consistently all the damn time, we used to go to the malls. We used to go to the casino. We used to go out of town all the time. Everything. I had him doing a lot. We used to do all types of stuff, together. Go on car. Now, he used to like to do the car rides. I did too, but his car rides would be long. Just too long and stuff. But other than that, I used to still like doing it and stuff. And we used to have fun and stuff. And then he could joke around and act silly and stuff. Then I'd be acting silly. Even like when we first met y'all, because I like singing and stuff. We used to do videos and shit. And he recorded, he'd be laughing and shit. Especially when I mess up a song, he'd be laughing and stuff, making jokes and stuff. But like I said, we was friends first, okay? Just like the article said, you got to be friends. Okay, you got to be friends with that true love. All right, with that real love. Friends. Because if you're not friends with them, it probably ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? You got to be friends with them. It's just a better thing when you be friends with your significant other. And you definitely got to be secure. I cannot stand an insecure dude because those type just be tripping out, y'all. Just like an insecure woman, she be tripping out too. A long time ago, I used to be like an insecure woman. A long time ago, you know what I'm saying? But shit, that left a long time ago too. I'm not insecure no more. See, the key to not being insecure in a relationship is being secure within. That's the key to that. Once you are secure with yourself, you're not going to be insecure in that relationship because can't nobody make you insecure. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be secure within. So in other words, you have to build up your confidence. You got to build yourself up. That's what you got to do. And then you'll be secure. Then when you get your significant other, you'll be secure with them. Okay? And if they don't help you to be secure by not doing things that make you feel insecure, it's cool. Now, if you're with a partner that does little silly things to make you feel insecure, I hear some talking in this background. Let me see where this is coming from. Wait, maybe I'm picking up the stuff for my son's thing. Okay, yeah. If you're with a partner that makes you feel insecure, you don't need to be with that person. If they're doing this on purpose, okay. I'm not saying that they're not doing it on purpose, but if they're doing this on purpose, then you may need to rethink your choice. You know what I'm saying? Because why would you want to be with somebody who makes you feel insecure on purpose? All right. But anyway, guys, I'm getting ready to get off of here. It has been about 1 hour and 38 minutes. And I hope you guys learned some things tonight regarding that topic. Hope you enjoyed that little thing we did for the fight. That was funny. And I'll give you guys the rest of the news articles tomorrow. I got to figure out what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Oh, I know we're going to talk about tomorrow. I may not talk about it tomorrow because y'all don't like to hear about scary stuff. I don't know why I always like to talk about scary stuff. Something is not right up there, right? Because it's like I'm always talking about some scary stuff. But I do want to tell you guys about this tomorrow. If I don't do it tomorrow, I'll do it Tuesday. I want to let you guys know about, let's see. Where is it at? Let's see. It's about here in Cali. Let's see. First thing first, they've been seeing some UFOs out in Cali. I want to tell you guys about that. Okay, tomorrow I'll tell you about that. Also, some crazy man. I don't know if he's crazy. Anyway, he was driving down the highway with a dead mountain lion strapped to his Lamborghini. I want to tell you guys about that tomorrow. Also, they said blood pressure drug has a benefit. I'll tell you guys about that tomorrow. And about this little girl who had to have 1,000 stitches. I'm going to tell you guys about that tomorrow. And the 10 most haunted places in California. I'm going to tell y'all about that tomorrow night, okay? I know y'all hate to hear about scary stuff, but I want to let y'all know about these 10 most haunted places here in California. So if you come out here and you're not scared, you can go visit these places. And I'll give you some more news and another topic. We are going to go over the Black History thing that I want to show you guys tomorrow, too. I'm showing you guys that tomorrow, too, okay? So tomorrow night between 6:30 and 7:30, I'm going to try to do it earlier because I'm going to try to go out to work earlier and then come back home at a good time so I can come and do this live at about 6:30 or like at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm going to try to do that tomorrow, okay? And yeah, I'm going to try to do that tomorrow like that so we can get in here a little bit earlier. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for coming in tonight. I want to thank Missy, like always, for coming in, supporting the channel. I want to thank Lord, my God, Lord, thank you for coming in to support the channel. I want to thank you, Scott Sauce Gaming, for stopping by. Thank you so much. And Sloopy, I don't know who you was, my dude, but thank you for coming in. You know what I'm saying? I can kind of pretty much figure out who you are, but thank you for coming in if you're still here. And thank you to everybody out there in the bushes too, all the haters and the non-haters. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, it's cool, Scott Sauce Gaming. It's cool. At least you showed up. At least you showed up, hon, and stuff. Y'all, don't forget to thumbs up this video and to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Also, hit that bell notification to be notified of upcoming videos. And what else? Check out my other videos, that Dollar Tree haul and stuff. Go look at that little cute purse I just bought from Coach. You know, it's a cute little purse, y'all. And look at all the other little cute stuff that I got as well. And the one that I'm doing next week is a good one too. I got all this stuff that I have to show and stuff. And I might do a walkthrough, but I don't know for sure if I am. But I will do another Dollar Tree. And what else did I go to? Oh, I went to Michael Kors in Michael Kors little haul, shopping haul. I didn't buy a purse though, but I bought something else at Michael Kors. And I want to show y'all what I got and stuff. And I think I'm gonna try to do some other little stuff on my channel. I'm trying to hook this damn StreamYard thing up, you know, so it can do some little cute little sound things and all this other stuff. I'm gonna try to figure it out. I'm gonna try to take some time to see the stuff that I can do on here and stuff and change it up. But anyway, guys, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Y'all have a good night. Don't forget, if you would like to support this channel, you can cash out $ShadeStube to show support for ShadeStube channel. All right. Other than that, guys, you have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a good day tomorrow as well. All right. And happy born day to all of my February babies. I'm going to start saying that in my lives because I say it in my other videos and stuff, but I always forget when I get over here and stuff. And to all my haters who be watching the bushes, who be taking notes and stuff, I don't know why y'all do that. Y'all better get a life. Get a life. Because I'm trying to figure out why y'all still be doing this. And reporting to who, I don't know. Y'all keep on forgetting I'm grown. Okay? Always remember I'm grown. Whatever I say in my life, I can say it to whomever, point blank. So y'all stop sitting in the bushes, taking notes, and running back telling people and stuff. That's crazy. Y'all need to grow up for real. Grow up and stop doing that silly stuff. And to Snoopy, Snoop, who said, more like you're going to do a whole lot of cursing. Boy, you clearly don't be watching my videos. The only time I ever really curse is only the times when I had to curse. She's leading y'all astray. Boy, stop. Some people be on this. Some people who come in, y'all, just are crazy, okay? Just colo. I'm going to start speaking another language for you guys because they are colo. Colo. Okay? I'm just going by looking at these little messages. So crazy. But anyway, guys, let me get on off of this damn live and go ahead and do what I need to do. Y'all have a good night. Happy Monday, too, in advance, all right? And take care and have a good night. Get you some sleep. Drink you enough water and chill out, all right? And I'll talk to you guys later. Good night, y'all.